Hello, my name is Ted. I'm a senior engineer with the Systems Management Group at Dell EMC. In this video, we're going to go over OpenManage integration for VMware vCenter and its use as a virtual lifecycle manager with vSphere 7. First thing to note is when using OMIVV as a lifecycle manager, we can configure this when we're first discovering the vCenter or when we are after we upgrade, we can add it as an additional feature later. I'm going to go ahead and log into OMIVV and show you what it looks like when we're registering a new vCenter. There is this little checkbox right here to register with vSphere Lifecycle Manager for vCenter 7 and later. Once registered with the Lifecycle Manager, you will see this here as saying on register. You can also register by clicking on the link and then clicking register with vCenter. Once OMIVV is registered as Lifecycle Manager with vCenter, we log into vCenter and we can check a couple of prerequisites that are needed. Here in OMIVV, under Compliance and Deployment, you do need to have a cluster profile created for your cluster, or else you cannot use it as a virtual lifecycle manager. Under the Host and Clusters view, in our cluster, under the Updates section, we want to go to Image, set up a new image, and then we can add OMIVV as an add-in here. Once all checks are complete, you can see we have an option to select what versions we want to use. I'm going to choose 7.0 Update 1. I am also going to choose the firmware and driver add-on for OMIVV. Here from the drop-down, we can see Dell EMC OMIVV is listed. We can select the firmware and driver version supported for this and add it to our single image. Now we must validate this image, and then we can complete the image setup. Now that we have a valid image, we can save this and apply it to our cluster for remediation. You do not have to wait for the image check compliance to complete before finishing the image setup. Here is the warning box. It tells us that once we go to image-based cluster management, we are not going to be able to use baselines any longer for our cluster. We can, of course, come back and customize our image at a later time. That concludes our video on virtual lifecycle management with OMIVV as an integrated VLCM. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.